and welcome to Poptography. My name's Patrick, and today we're going behind the scenes of the image we captured of Grogu, number 664 from Mandalorian Season 3. So this Funko Pop here, we basically want to kind of capture the idea of Grogu himself in his pram floating through the mines of Mandalore. So what I wanted to do to capture that is get an image that was going to work, the right lighting to really sell that scene. So what we started out with is a image from Adobe Stock. I picked an image that kind of had a hole of light coming from the ceiling in a cave or some decay. After that, I brought it into Photoshop first to add a new filter set that I had, and I had this brush that I wanted to use with the lighting. So I was able to brush actually that shaft of light to further accentuate the light of the backdrop, knowing full well how I was going to use this in the final image. Once we got that all prepared, we put that onto the set, put Grogu and his pram on there, and we originally started with my typical 5-light lume cube setup. But I realized adding that 5th lume cube just kind of took away from the mood, so I cut that out of the image, and this time we only used 4 of the lume cubes to capture it. So I started with the first light, which my main light was diffused with a little diffused globe on that, and that's coming from low to high, and you can see how that's lighting up the pram in the front of Grogu, and we get the catch light in the eyes. The second light, I used a boom, and again, to help further sell that situational lighting of the backdrop, I actually used diffusion and barn doors to kind of really steer that light, as opposed to having it so diffused and widely spread. I really want to have that more directional, coming across the top of Grogu's head. Really gets the wrinkles and definition, but it adds enough highlight to really sell that bright light coming from behind. For the third lume cube, I added another lume cube with barn doors from the left side, and that's coming across and skimming Grogu and really kind of selling that light. And I really needed that because, as you'll see later, we're going to add another little shaft of light using one of those brushes in Photoshop. My 4th lume cube, what I did is do something very similar that we did on the opposite side, but this one I had on a snoot with diffusion, and just wanted to kind of touch Grogu from the side there and the pram, just to give a little highlight separation. Again, having these leaks of light in this dark cave would be kind of nice, and I wanted to kind of make the overall scene kind of dark. So where I had the 5th lume cube actually coming up, I had that hitting Grogu, kind of adding as a fill in the front and kind of high to low, adding a little more definition to the face. But when I did that, even though it did add more definition there, it just took away from the overall mood of the lighting, and I felt we wanted to keep it darker. So this 4-light setup really worked very well. We took this image into Photoshop, and as I said, we just kind of did some vibrance levels, and that's really kind of it. Not much retouching on Grogu or the pram itself. The Funko Pop looked pretty clean. But then what I wanted to do is add that brush again, and added a little shaft of light just coming across a little bit from our left side, coming across, hitting Grogu and the pram. And I wanted to be enough that it stood out like a shaft of light coming, but then would get kind of subtle as it hit him from a distance. So I thought it would kind of look nice. Then with the Photoshop, the purple and the yellow buttons, as well as a little flashlight coming from Grogu's pram, I thought, it made for a really, really great image. So that's how I captured this image of Grogu and his pram, number 664, and it really depicts the scene from Season 3 of The Mandalorian. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, and you like this kind of content, please hit the like, definitely hit the subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode of Poptography. Until then, may the Force be with you.